Now, are you... Oh, let's... I don't know how this is going to work. Let's go to the channel just to make sure that things are happening that should be happening, thinking about it. Does it? No, I don't have the VPN on. I don't know what the problem is. What is... Why are you blinking at me? No. Okay. Rock and roll. And it worked. Yay. Okay. I don't really use Discord much, but in theory, it seems like a helpful tool. I really want to draw the little girl. But what? What even is that for? Okay. I kind of fucked myself with the angle here, so I can't quite just, I mean, I can't just twist it. And he does not look like he is in nearly enough to spare here. Gonna have to work on that. I don't know. So what are we gonna do now? I've been thinking a lot lately that my ink style just sucks and I need to do something differently, but I don't really know what differently. All right, when I do something like this, oh man, very, very different. I am going to I like to make a folder just because I get paranoid. Come on, there we go. That I'm going to destroy everything. Is that 02 or 01? I don't know. It's kind of the second draft. Anyway, so if I completely fuck this up, then I can just go back to whatever the hell that thing was. I can go back to the previous version. Let's see. How do we make him more sad? Well, first let's start with these eyebrows here. Doot, doot, doot. Doot, doot. I don't know if maybe make them even like a little smaller. I don't know what that is. And his mouth. I think we have to, I don't know, frowny lines. That looks stupid. I hate it. Terrible. Because in the refs, he's kind of smiling through the pain, but fuck that smiling shit. I don't know. I mean, I could just like, it would probably help to just put half of his face in darkness. Maybe that's a little bit better. A little more in despair. Call that 03. Maybe that's all it needs. Really? What am I gonna do, guys? I mean, I could just like say F it, fuck it, fart it, and just draw like, I don't know. Like it's a school photo from the 80s. And just draw just a little girl face. My daddy loved me. No, he's dumb. I don't know. Part of me just wants to get this over with. A part of me wants to add to it. It's maybe why are you not? There we go. No, I don't like it. Fuck it. It's garbage. Poopy poop. We'll just do this for now. So how's everybody doing tonight? I hope you're doing well, or maybe you're not doing well. I hope that too. I hope all of these things. What are we doing? Make you go away. I want to go away. There we go. I like that one. Where do we go from here? Should I try to draw the stupid kid? If I do, I should, I don't know. I don't want to go back and I don't need that. What happens? Oh, yeah. I figured out. I guess it doesn't quite show up. I did something somewhere, so if I can't find my cursor, I double click Control and it figures it out where it is. It's handy. I don't remember what I did or where. That happens with me a lot with my computer. I figure out how to do a thing. I set it up, and then I don't think about it again. I just let it be automatic. So if it needs to be fixed or removed or added or anything like that, I am out of luck. Did I put that? Yeah. Oops, stop it. So let's... Don't let me forget to put the monitor back, okay? Remind me to put it back on the art thing if I forget. Looks very sad there. Everybody's sad. What else we got? Maybe I'll just draw her in front of him, not hugging him, even though the hug would be visually better. Yes. What else we got? So she looks much more wistful there. So sad. I don't know. I'm gonna try to just draw her in front of him. We'll see how that goes. I probably want to flip these over. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Did I? Shit. Blah, blah, blah. If... oh, maybe the body... I've become very self-conscious. Oh, I already have that there. Very self-conscious about drawing hands. I used to think I was okay at them, and maybe I was. I don't know. But now they just seem to look like these weird, clumsy monstrosities, these French fry malformations. That's probably fine. Shrink that a bit. There we go. These will be our references. Screenshot that motherfucker. Oop. And then we'll just use a screenshot. Now, back to the art layout. Thank you for reminding me, losers. I'll flip her around. All right, let's try. Those can go away forever. Thank you. Kid, maybe. That sounds like a Radiohead album. Kid, maybe. Let's... Oop. I hope I'm not kicking anything important. Nah, it's just the router modem. So, if she's not hugging him, I just drew the head. I don't know. Kids have giant heads, and it's hard to... Maybe higher, I don't know. It's hard to figure out. Because her head should not be as large as his, but not really tiny either. I don't want this to look like one of those classical paintings with babies that look like full-grown men because the artist just had no clue how to draw the different proportions of children. I don't want that. But we cannot always get what we want. This looks way too tiny, but yeah, I guess that is way too tiny. So we do that, and then we just shrink it like that, maybe. It looks so big. Hello, Old Winter King. Thank you for stopping by. Trying to figure out how large to make a stupid kid's head. I don't know. Kids are stupid. Probably not that high. It looks like it's growing out of his shoulder there. Boop, boop. Kids are difficult and stupid and don't know why anybody ever wants them. But other than that, I guess they're fine. Now, are you an old person that is a winter king? Are you a king of old winter? I guess it's not really important. She's gonna sure. Really, can I? I don't know. Just like hanging on to daddy before he dies from cancer. I could crop it like way up here, but I like how haggard his whole appearance looks, like Columbo or something. Maybe love me. Her arms over here. King of Old Winter is best appropriate. Okay, just curious. Oh, here's to Old Winter. What's happening with her hair? Kind of tied back, I guess. I don't know. like the idea of what's happening here. Oh, am I drawing on the wrong? Yes, I'm drawing on the wrong layer again. Because I'm a moron. What are you going to do? Oh. There we go. Well, let's just keep effing around with it. Something. Well, I just moved far, far away across the country to get the fuck away from winter. Specifically cold winter. I mean, technically it's still winter here in Arizona, but it's the cold winters that I just couldn't handle anymore. I hate winter. Oh, that didn't work. I hate the cold. I hate the darkness. It's so depressing. And summer here in Australia. Oh, well, there you go. So you're not king? Maybe there's a battle every year that you lose, a scripted battle, because it's just not winter anymore. Well, here in the US of A, it is winter time, but where I am from, originally it would be cold and dark, and I think it's well below freezing right now. But where I'm living now, I just moved a month ago. It's nice, slightly drizzly out, but you can walk around in just pants and a shirt. It's not quite shorts weather, but it's pretty decent. Does it even snow in Australia ever? I mean, I'm sure there are some parts it's known. I don't think I can do this. I don't think I have the skills to make this happen without it looking super duper weird. Up here. She's not kind of only in the mountains. I see. Yeah, actually, there are some mountains off in the distance. I can see them from my apartment, and a few weeks ago, I could see snow on the top of the mountain. I was not happy about that because I hate snow, but it hasn't landed down here in the desert, so that's nice. Oh, so sad. Sad daddy's dying of cancer. Everything is awful. I probably should go back and look at better. Get better reference photos, but fuck it. I'll just do this horrible thing. I like she's behind him. I'm not very good at winging this stuff. I keep thinking I am, and then it's just a mess. I spend an hour trying to wing it, and then I just find a reference. Look at a reference. Cold sucks. Now she looks like she's 100 years old. I should just... Fuck it. No, kid. Fuck you, kid. Sorry. Nobody loves you. I didn't plan ahead well enough. And I don't feel like trying very hard right now. So do we do... I don't know. This picture that I'm drawing is inspired by the movie from Mexico, Tótem, which I just watched about a week ago. I like to draw things. For the past, I don't know, 7 or 8 months, I've just been drawing things based on movie scenes that I think are cool. That's been working out for me. Oh, shit. Is my microphone still working? Yes, it is. I have my foot tangled in the wire because I'm unprofessional. There we go. You stay over here. Check, check. What about you? I don't know. What if use the old standby, but just keep the lines very... No, I don't like that either. Use a little more sallow. Sallow. So now I'm just going to talk about me because I haven't found a therapist yet. So in my new city, is that going to work? I don't know. So one of the nice things about living in a city with 500,000 people instead of 30,000 people is there's just more stuff to do. And normally I would just want to stay home and not do anything. I am not a party person by any stretch of the imagination, but I've been really enjoying just going out and seeing things, to be precise. And technically last night, because it is 1 in the morning now, I went to a comedy club for the first time ever. It's something I've always been mildly interested in doing. but they just didn't exist where I'm from. And I enjoyed it. I had a nice time. It was actually an open mic night. So there is no charge, but I did order some food, and I had a Dr. Pepper because I don't drink alcohol. And I don't know, I was kind of surprised. A lot of the stand-ups, there were a lot of them. I think I was there an hour and a half. Each one had about 3 minutes of time. And I was there an hour and a half, and they still had a bunch left when I left. I was gonna miss my bus. And I don't know, I enjoyed it. I would say 76 to 77% of the jokes were things that I could not relate to at all. But I found that about a lot of stand-up in general. Just a lot of tried and true subjects of stand-up just don't really mean anything to me. Like sex and drugs and stuff, and they just approach it from an angle that just has nothing to do with me or my experiences. But one of them said, like, yeah, I've been single for 4 months. Like, that was an eon of time. I don't really, people like serial daters, I guess you would call it. Not really a thing. I don't think I quite nailed that there. That's, a perspective I certainly don't understand. Good for them. Not my scene. But yeah, I was surprised. A lot of them, even though I didn't really identify with the material much, they were very solid. They kind of knew how to speak into a microphone and how to hang out on a stage. And eventually, as the night got longer, sort of started to dig into the more fringe cases of people who just had no stage presence and very little stage presence and very little speaking ability or public speaking skills. And that was kind of interesting from, like, I don't want to say a train wreck perspective, because it wasn't that bad, but it was. And also a thing I was surprised by was just how polite the audience was when the less polished people went on stage. What happens when we do that? Is this just gonna look weird, or is this gonna work? I want to thin the bridge a bit, but I don't want it to look dumb. So that was a thing that I did. Went to a comedy club for the first time ever, and they have a stand-up coming tomorrow that I'm not really interested in. But I think in the future, if they do get a stand-up that is more up my alley, I'd like to go again, see an actual professional. Last Friday, I went to an improv show for the first time ever. Shit that just, maybe it exists in the tiny town. But this is like the same old shit I'm always drawing. anyway. But it's just not really a scene, not a whole lot to offer. But anyway, I had fun doing that. Something I've thought about is I have heard, although I don't remember where I heard this, that improv classes can help with social skills. And my social skills certainly could use some help. They're not as bad as they were, but they're not great. All right, more haggard. How do I make him more haggard? Not necessarily sharp lines, but something. I would want to go to some more shows, see some more stuff before I start shelling out money to go to a class. Just get a better idea. I don't know. I'm thinking doing some kind of oration a la stand-up or spoken word or something might be a better way for me to get on stage, or something I would do better at than trying to do improv with people. But I kind of just want to try that stuff. I just want to try stuff. I'm in bonus time. From here on out, it's all bonus time. So I can just do whatever. Whatever I want to try. Because I wasn't even supposed to be here. Well, supposed to is. Anyway. His nose is kind of big, I guess. I don't know. I'm just doing the same old shit I always do, but oh well. Maybe I'll do something wackier next time. But I've had just sort of half-formed ideas of, I don't know. It just seems like it would be fun to try to do a stand-up or an improv or something. But I would want to be prepared. And I currently am not. I think I would really have some sort of material or practice or something before actually getting in front of people. And then I think I'm okay with bombing. Even though I have a lot of social anxiety, I've never really had a problem getting in front of people, like on a stage, and addressing them for whatever reason. It's I've always done okay with that. And maybe this is something I'll never actually do. I'll just think about for a bit, but I don't know. Wispy. It doesn't look thin enough, but that's okay. I think maybe bring that up, bring that down, maybe. Nah. But I did on Sunday. They were having a local fringe festival, and I went to 2 of those shows, and I think I talked about them on stream. I know I talked about them on stream already, but that was another thing. Just kind of got the idea in my head. It would be nice to give like a year and maybe have some sort of show, some sort of thing. That might be fun to do. I like the idea of having that instantaneous reaction that you just cannot get from artwork. Just having an audience laugh or cry, or, well, crying is not going to happen. Not even tears of pain, suffering, but that appeals to me highly. That just isn't going to happen at the artwork. You put your thing up on the Instagrams and you wait, and on the Facebooks, and for me personally, if I get 20 likes, that's amazing. But this time I'm spending right now, maybe there's people lurking, maybe not, but there's really no feedback beyond my own second guessing, which is fine and has its place, but I want to try the other thing. And of course, prep. It's just, he's kind of turning into like some, I don't know what he's turning into. A werewolf or something. I always have this problem of drawing scraggly beard in ink. It's easier to do in color, obviously. But just, putting on the mustache and shit, just it's a challenge. Everything's a challenge. It's all hard. All of it. Every last bit of it is hard. I know, but I don't know specifically a comedy club audience, and there are other open mics around town that I kind of want to check out that are not specifically comedy, but just anything open mic. I kind of think people bombing is hilarious, and so I'm kind of curious to see that. I'm kind of interested in just maybe venues that are just not necessarily filthy, but just not top notch. Because I'm just in a position where I have got a whole lot of nothing to lose. So I don't really mind sort of putting myself now in those weird positions of, I don't really want to go to dive bars or feel like I'm in danger, but just look at non-traditional performance spaces I find kind of intriguing. I wanted to go to a different thing actually last night. It was going to be some storytelling thing in a different venue, but I overslept. So I went to the open mic at the comedy club instead, which was something I had been meaning to try anyway. not try the open mic, but just try going there, just checking it out, doing research, if you will, and you will, and you will not be scared. Have you ever wanted this? You will, and you will not be scared. Have you ever known such bliss? You will, and you will not be scared. Seen our logo on the moon. You will, and will you not be thrilled? Try to unpop a balloon. You will, and if we say you will, you will. I don't know how this is working. It is not working. All of this shaggy shit is. I think I just need to put the beard in a different color. I have not figured that out yet, how to do that the right way. So let's just not do it at all. That's terrible. What are you gonna do? See, I'm thinking if I pop the cheek out a little bit and then draw it back in, it'll look thinner. But I don't know. I don't think that's quite working. Whatever. Fuck it. His eyes. Oh, I can't worry about it because I will just hurt myself if I do. I don't know if the sort of things that I would want to talk about. Oh, whoops. This is jacket. That is head. Two different things. I don't think the things that I would be interested in talking about would necessarily fit in a comedy club setting. Specifically, my tortured analogies about in regard to movies that I watch, which I think is just stuff that I would have fun talking about and making fun of. But I don't think an audience that is mostly hearing jokes about how much the homeless suck and how much weed the person on stage smoked, I don't think they're gonna be interested in my comparing the movie Avatar to a bouquet of flowers. But maybe there's somewhere out there that would be funny to somebody. I have a few setups that I don't have any punchlines for. I'm not really a setup punchline person anyway. That's not what amuses me, at least in the sense of, well, I don't know what sense I mean, but see, this right here feels like But for example, just pointing this out, that there are 2 words that describe me that are very, very silly words, and I hate them. And those words are super taster and teetotaler. And they are accurate descriptions of me, but really, really stupid words. But I don't know where. It feels like I need to go somewhere from there if I were to try to captivate someone about it. And of course, this is all, well, anyway, I'm not sure where I'd go. Just talk about how much being a super taster sucks, and it sounds like it's cool, but it's awful. And then, I mean, just generally, teetotaler in a world where alcohol is just ubiquitous. But to say that, communicate that in a way that is not judgmental towards the alcoholics that are listening to me. But I don't know. That feels like more advanced stuff. How am I going to do this zipper? Here, I just kind of drew a line and then erased bits of it. Maybe I'll just do that. One of my favorite artists, or at least someone who inspired me a bit to get into art, is Bill Sienkiewicz. He was a comic artist. I'm not quite sure if he still does art or not. He posts a lot of old stuff on his Instagram. I don't know if he actually continues to work. But he was in the 80s and 90s. He did definitely his heyday. But he did a lot of covers for Marvel, specifically the New Mutants. If you look up old New Mutants covers, you can see some of this stuff. I don't feel like doing it right now. But he really developed a very rough style that I really enjoyed, and it just looked like it had a lot of energy to it that somebody with tighter inks and tighter paints might look more quote unquote professional, but just not as cool. But conversely, I think Dave McKean is similar, but I hate Dave McKean's art. I think his art blows. Because I think comparing the two, which maybe is unfair, I don't know. Dave McKean, it just looks like he just throws random shit up on the page and then like makes it look like Batman a little bit or Sandman a little bit somewhere in the corner. Whereas Sienkiewicz, actually, it feels more like there are focused, fully formed ideas happening in his artwork, told in a very loose way, as opposed to just more random, unfocused work of Dave McKean. And even if Dave McKean's work is more, there's more to it that I'm just not picking up on. Well, I'm not picking up on it, so it doesn't really interest me. But Bill Sienkiewicz, really like his stuff. Really good artist. His last name is spelled really weird. The heck with it. Let's look it up. And like, I had never heard his. Oh, there's some cool shit. Growing up, never actually heard his name spoken. Is that gonna work? That might work. Oh, I can hear the coyotes howling. Every night they'll just go on like this 15-minute howling spree, and then they'll be quiet for 2 hours. And then they'll just start howling again. Let's look at some Bill Sienkiewicz work. I mean, I always thought that it was like Sienkiewicz, but it's, then I actually saw an interview on YouTube with him, and it's Sienkiewicz. But something like this, you can see how loose the style, almost maybe, this specifically, I can kind of see how Simon Bisley might have been influenced by him. Maybe, or maybe, I don't know. Oh, this is, so I guess he's still working, since this is from the Spider-Verse movie. Not from it, but that's pretty great. I love that. That style is so cool. These are very low quality scans. That's unfortunate. But yeah, New Mutants covers from the 80s. Comics were 60 cents. This kind of stuff, it's like solid. Everything is solid, but you have like these rough lines around the edges of the people. You have like just extra swirlies happening. And something like this is like a pretty good, I don't know, this is a little more collage than I care for, but I always liked, oh my god, this is horrible. I didn't think he was this bad. This is the boobs and butts MC Escher lady. I don't like it, but the style, I love the style. This, that watercolor. And Warlock. I'm curious if Warlock will ever show up in an MCU movie, because he's so bizarre, and I don't know. They would have probably come up with a style for him. Sienkiewicz. That show sucked. Firefly was horrible. Don't know why people love it so much. It's kind of cool. But it's just... Huh. Oh, Elektra versus Warlock. Come on. I don't know. Just thought I would share an artist that I like. That I look nothing like. Don't even roll. Well, I feel like before I start adding an ink layer, I feel like it kind of has a rough feel to it that sort of I think is cool about Sienkiewicz. And then I try to focus it, and it looks okay. No, that's not what I want. I don't like it as much though, but I haven't figured out how. I don't know. I just haven't figured it out. It's fine. It's fine. It's all fine. I have thought. I do know if any circumstance I were to be introduced on stage in some capacity, I know exactly the song that I would want them to play. My wrestler opening intro music, if you will. It would be the song F by the band Light. It just starts out with a really, really cool guitar riff that I think would be a good 15-second intro to somebody walking onto a stage, and that is what I would. I'm trying to, I don't know, be a little more deliberate with some of these lines. Maybe that'll make it look better. I don't know. Let's see if I can find. Maybe anything happening here. Let's see. Ooh, a live version, maybe. I would love to see live, like. Yeah. I don't know if you could hear that. Probably not. There we go. It's just a great goddamn riff from a great goddamn band. That would be my wrestler intro music. I've thought long and hard about it. I don't really have a plan B, and it is a circumstance that will never likely arrive. But nonetheless, I have devoted energies to making that decision. This is, I hate this. I hate this intensely. If I crop it, I guess it'll be okay, but just looks, I don't know, it's dumb. Maybe this will help. I don't know if it needs more or if it needs less, but it needs to be something else. Oh, I went for a bike ride on Tuesday? Yeah, on Tuesday. And I wanted to see how long it took to get downtown because I'm thinking when it gets warmer, I might want to just ride my bike downtown to go to stuff. And it took me, well, I think it took me 40 minutes, but I stopped at a few places just to take pictures of stuff, art that I happened to run into. Did I put that back? Yes, I did. Because a lot of stuff I want to check out, it just runs later than the buses run because I don't have a car. I have a license, but I just don't like to drive. Driving is stressful. But this is a very, very bicycle friendly city. Oh yeah. So I rode downtown. Took me about 45 minutes. Probably if I went there directly, it would take less. And then I went along the loop bike trail that goes around the city. And when I was like 6 miles away from my apartment, my tire went flat. And I didn't have a replacement tube because that tire went flat like 3 weeks ago and I used up my last tube. So I didn't have a spare with me. And I had a little bike pump in my pack and I pumped it up and I went riding and then it just went flat again immediately. So there must be a hole in there or something. I was concerned I would have to walk 5 or 6 miles home, but I was able to walk to a bus stop and they have bike racks on the bus stops. I've been worried that my bike is larger than a normal bike because I am larger than average. I'm not huge. I'm just 6 feet tall. So I was worried it wouldn't fit on the bike racks of the buses, but it did. I was pleasantly surprised. And I was just happy I didn't have to walk home. Does that help? I don't know. I'm still having a really hard time with this shit. Just don't like it. I know what I'm trying to do, but it's just not working for me. And I don't know how to fix it. Maybe just one line instead of 3. Maybe that would get the job done. this is a very bicycle friendly city, and that is one reason why I moved here. I love riding my bike. I'm not like heavy duty bicycle man. It's just something that is fun and makes me happy. No, stop sucking. When I first, in November and December, I came down here for a month looking for an apartment. And the Airbnb I was staying at, the lady was really nice and let me borrow a bicycle. And that was nice, but I had not been riding much for the past year. And then I suddenly went from like zero riding to riding for miles and miles a day. And my butt was in so much pain. It hurt a lot. But now it still aches a bit, but it's nowhere near the pain it was. And it takes longer to get there, and I don't feel it all day the next day. So finally my butt has gotten to shape. And right now I'm waiting for some new tubes so I can fix that flat tire. I really hope, like I said, that tire went flat like 3 weeks ago, and I'm hoping they were just bad tubes, like maybe a bad batch. I bought a different brand and not something structurally wrong with the tire that is causing the tubes to pop or deflate. But we'll see. We'll see. But my concern has been, if I do something I've been actually a little worried about, I still haven't made a decision, but normally when I bike, I have a little pride flag waving on the back of my bike. And I haven't really had any reaction here in Tucson. I haven't had any positive or negative reaction. I think maybe people don't notice it until I'm already past them. So it's not like I can see what reaction they have. No. Oh, a really horrible, stupid thing. I was looking for new lights and reflectors and stuff on Amazon, and some bastard has made truck nuts for bikes. So I guess they're bike nuts, and that just made me so sad. They glow, and I don't know if they're glow in the dark or if they actually have some battery light in there, but just a sad thing. Nope, you stop it, you go away. I should leave that alone. How are we doing here? It's got problems, but just the side of his neck and his face is all dark, but his jacket is not. And I need to, it'll look better if I add some color, but I need to either thin that out on his face or make it darker on the jacket. happens if, whoops, just do that. And $1.15, that's not bad so far. Can't I make him look more haggard? I don't know, this oops. So we've got the jacket, and then we've got a shirt underneath the jacket. Oh, that just looks like it's his neck. I don't want to build this up too much. Don't want to give him broad shoulders. I give this a big fat eh. Maybe I can just fill in a little bit of that background. It's still pretty rough. I don't know. Let's just, I'm getting tired. I'm sure you're very interested in that. Maybe I should work on these roughs a bit before I try to ink this, because this is ridiculous. The butt. But I don't have a whole lot else going on. I don't want to waste a lot of time on the details, even though that's really, I don't know, what a competent person would do. I have a certain amount of energy that I can devote to a picture. And after a point, I cannot stand to work on it any longer. And it's hard to predict exactly where that point will be, but I've gotten better at it. So I have to be aware I can't overcommit and put myself in a position, as much as I would love to add lots of details. I know from experience that I will just not be able to finish it. So I just gotta say, nope, can't add that. No, I'm not gonna do those details. No. It would look cool and it would be nice, but I know I'm just gonna flame out if I try to do that. So my stupid brain says no. Tough shit. All right, let's try to fix these a little bit. Make it look slightly more like an object that exists in space. These kind of look like spoons. These do not look like pans. Should I? Well, let's do this way. A Twitch streamer that I think he's just inspiring. I think he puts together just a really nice channel experience. Is Loading Artist is the name of his comic, and I think that's the name of his Twitch channel, Loading Artist. And I'm always amazed with his workflow. And he did some videos about how he does, he has a very specific style that he has refined, and it looks solid and smooth, and he can do it really, really fast. And it doesn't look hurried. But also just the way his channel, it's got a lot going on, but it never feels cluttered. There's a lot of, I think he puts a lot of effort into the layout and what have you. So, yeah, I just need to, fuck it. Okay. I just need to redraw this a bit here. I was just thinking that because of drawing some of these straight lines and the way he just kind of haphazardly will draw a line and then erase bits of it, but he does it in this weird way because he's using vector drawings, I think, and he has everything programmed the way so he can just do it really, really fast. And he interacts with his audience really well. All right, what if, instead of trying to half-pass it, I actually just draw a cylinder. Looks like a mallet. I probably should use the ellipse tool. But, It's background. Nobody will notice. Nobody will care. Oops. Nobody will care. Ever. And then maybe if I make that a little thinner. Maybe it won't work. Maybe it won't work. I do not feel it. I think I'm going to have to call it a stream very soon. Because this is so much harder than it needs to be. I'm very temperamental. These spoons and pans and pots are just... He's kind of in a living room, but why are there pots and pans just hanging out behind him? What is the deal? They're not even hanging on any hooks. They're just floating in space behind him. Oh, maybe that's what I need. It's just that. Yeah, I'm reaching that point where everything looks wrong. So I'm going to call it a stream, even though an hour and a half, that's solid. That's good. Only about half of that dicking around and doing nothing. Oh, wow. I really fucked that up really, really hard. I'm just tired, I think. And they probably don't need to be flying at an angle like that either. It just seemed like a good idea at the time. Just weird, vague background noise. Whoops. I hate it when I do that. There we go. Okay, that's enough of that shit. All right, thank you. Here, something I can do for a thumbnail or this stupid thing on YouTube. Something like that. Oops. Good enough. All right, folks. Save. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you, everybody else, for not watching. It's me signing off. Have a great day.